Let's talk today about the full awakening, how to arrive to the full awakening, how to not get stuck on the way, how to not get into a trap and stay in this trap for years or even decades, why people do not fully arrive to the full awakening, and why they think they have arrived, but they have not really. Where is the danger when we do not arrive to the full awakening and stay stuck on the way? Let's talk about all these questions and give the answers, because yes, I know the answers. I have been there. I have been searching for a few years. I had this feeling that there was something missing and I was not there, but I have found the way to arrive fully and not to get into a trap. So I will tell you now more about the awakening path, which is the right one. Let's make a drawing and it will be easier to explain everything to you in illustration. So to arrive fully to the awakening, we need to arrive to our balance and to activate three powers, our three selves. That is not what coaches or mentors are talking much about, or even not talking at all, and do not know this information. But this is crucial to have your balance, because if you do not arrive to the balance in the awakening, then you will not be totally fully in the awakening, and you will have backlash at some point. You will have a regression. You will be stuck somewhere. So only once you realize that you have three forces, you have three selves, that you have three powers, and you need to activate them all at the same time in the same measure, then you will arrive fully to this state of awakening, and this will be your magical energy state from which you could be in harmony and you could create your reality. This is the energy state about which all the mentors and coaches are talking to us, the state which is important to create reality, to materialize things you want, to manifest things in your life. This is all about this state. So how do we arrive to this state and do not get stuck on the way? We need to activate our three selves. Let's see, we have three selves. One self is our lower self, and we will put everything on this triangle. So we have our lower self, and it is here. And then we also have our higher self, and it is here. And we have also just energy, which is our another self, but it is outside our body. Energy, absolute. So this is the absolute energy. And we have these three selves, or three powers. The lower self is our body, and it is also our left half of the brain. The higher self is situated also in our body and in the right half of the brain. And the energy, the absolute, is the energy which is God, which is absolute energy, which exists in the universe and which is also us. So we are this energy existing in the universe, but at the same time we are our lower self, and this is the body which is our way to live on Earth. The energy enters the body, and it can live in this way on Earth. And the left half of the brain makes it possible to divide everything and to see everything as separate, to see our body as separate, and to see all the objects and other people and other beings as separate. And this half of the brain is functional. It's about the structure, it's about the logic, and it's about everything practical. It helps us to live on Earth. Without this side of the brain, without the body, we would be not able to exist in material world. This lower self, the body, and the left half of the brain make it possible our life, our materialization, our life in material world. Then we need the higher self, the right half of the brain, which is our connection to the energy. The right half of the brain is the half which downloads from the energy, from the absolute, the information we need now in this moment for materialization, for living on Earth, and then it passes this information to the lower self, to the left half of the brain, which makes it possible to materialize, to make it real in the material world. And this looks like easy system, this triangle. When it is connected, when everything is activated, everything works. And this system works once you activate all your three forces. Then the energy starts to move around as a circle between the three selves you have. And you activate this energy, this circle, through different practices of the present moment. These are silent practices, silent meditations that you do by yourself. You do not listen to music, you do not listen to voice, nobody is guiding you. You are your own guide. You connect to your true self, you connect to your energy, you control your life. I explained this in another video, why you should stop listening to guided meditations with voice and music, because somebody else controls your life and you stay asleep. So if you want really to wake up and to take control over your life, you need these silent practices. And these practices activate one by one all your three selves. Let's see how it works. A person here lives from the lower self, and actually it happens that we are disconnected from our body. So in the left half of the brain, from our childhood, we write some programs, some rules, and then they become automatic. And this half of the brain has an autopilot system, and this autopilot system rules our life. So those rules we accepted once in our childhood, they become the rules of our life, and our brain learns the ways to follow these rules in different situations, and we just follow the rules. We could think that we are free and we could decide something, but actually we just follow those rules because the neurons have learned those paths, and in different situations we follow the paths. And this is not bad. This is the function of autopilot, and it's really a good function for our body, for our existence on Earth. But the problem with this function is that it doesn't let us be free and react differently in different situations. It blocks our possibilities, our opportunities, but by itself, it's a good function, because without this function, we wouldn't be able even to remember some action or some way of functioning here. So we would need to learn every action from the beginning each time. Like once we learned to walk, then we remember how to walk, which muscles we need to use for walking. But if we don't have autopilot function, then we cannot walk. So we would need to learn it again and again each time. And this functions the same with all the processes. So the autopilot function is really needed here. But we need also the opposite function, the awareness function. And these are two opposite functions of our brain. So here is the autopilot, and here is awareness. Awareness is the opposite function of our brain, and it's the function of the right half of the brain. And when we activate awareness, we see all the situations as an observer. We have multiple ways of reacting to a special situation. We are not limited. Our reaction is unlimited. So here we really gain our freedom, because we see more opportunities, we see different possibilities, we see different ways to react to the same situation. And we need this function, but this function usually is not active for most of the people. So we need to activate this function. And we also need to have active our third self, which is the energy, which is the absolute, and we need to connect to this energy. The practices I'm talking about, the silent practices, there are different practices, and they activate different selves, different powers. Like there are practices which activate the lower self, and usually we live from autopilot. So we need to activate our body, to connect to our body, to start to feel our body. Once we feel our body, we can feel our blocks, we can feel our emotions, we can feel when something is wrong. Our body is like our map in this reality, and it tells us everything. But the problem is that when we are sleeping and we are living in autopilot, we do not have this connection with our body. Our brain is not connected to our body. So we do not feel when we have pain, and the pain tells us that there is a problem to fix somewhere. We do not feel that there is a block somewhere. We do not feel that there is an emotional problem somewhere, and what we need to fix and how we need to fix. We do not feel our programs, we do not understand them, so we are disconnected from the body. So the body is living like itself, like a robot in autopilot, and we are following the rules which are written in the left half of our brain. So first we need to activate our body, and we need to connect our body to the brain. So in these practices, there are special practices which help us to connect the brain to the body, to feel the body, to gain back this connection with our body. Then we also need to activate our higher self and our right brain, so we can download the information from the energy, from the absolute, because here in the absolute there is all the information for the universe, all the possibilities, all the opportunities, all the ways, anything you could imagine there is here. And we can take whatever we need from here and download it through the right half of the brain. And then we can pass it to the lower self and it will be materialized. Any dream, anything we could possibly imagine in this life with our brain could be materialized. And the information is here in the source, in the energy, which is also one of our powers. But we do not have access to this power. So we need to activate our right half of the brain to download from here, from the energy, from this source, the information we need in the moment. We cannot keep in our brain all the information that exists in the universe. That's why we can download the information we need to the right half of the brain in the moment and use it in the lower self for our practical needs. And once we need more information, we can go again to the absolute, to the source, and download more information in the next moment. So we don't need to keep all the information of the universe here in our right brain. We can connect any time and download it to our right brain and then materialize it in the left brain. And there are also practices which activate the higher self. The higher self is activated from the observer, and you could see the eye here in the middle of the triangle, and you could recognize the ancient sign, which is the sign of wisdom, actually, and which is the sign of the materialization of the creation in this universe. And let's write it's the observer here. So the eye is the observer, and through the observer, we activate the higher self. And the observer is the function we have that can observe our thoughts. Usually, we are totally and completely in our thoughts, and we live or in the past or in the future. We are thinking about what we are going to do next, and we are having stress maybe about it, or we are thinking about the past, what we have already done, what we have already lived, or we are thinking about other abstract things. And all the time we live in our thoughts. So we need to activate the observer function, and then we can disconnect from our thoughts, and we can observe the thoughts from outside like an observer. And at this moment, step by step, the right half of the brain, the higher self, will be activated. There are special practices for this activation among the practices of the present moment. And we also need to activate the energy, the absolute. And there are other practices which activate the absolute, the energy which connect us to our true self, our energy self. So these practices, the silent practices, I'm talking about the present moment practices, activate these three powers you have. And then the energy starts to flow through your body. And then you feel how to create, you feel what to create, you feel which action you need to do, you feel what you need, what you don't need. You get the answers to all your questions. You don't have questions anymore. When you are activated as creator, you feel the moment, you move from the moment, you can create anything you want, but you need to activate these three powers. I have more information on my Telegram channel about these three powers. I explain more how to activate them and how they work together. I explain also more in other videos on YouTube about these three cells, three powers, why we need to activate them and how it works. So if you watch my other videos, you will understand it better, because in one video it's not possible to explain everything. But if you watch my other videos, the information will go inside. You will understand step by step how our reality works and what we need to do to activate the creator, to activate our three powers and to become the active creator of our life. I explain everything, and in my Telegram channel there is a free preparation space if you want to prepare yourself for the full awakening, because full awakening is not clear, it's not understood by most of the coaches, by most of the people. So it's not easy to go there, it's not easy to arrive. That's why most of the people, of the truth seekers following the awakening path, they cannot fully awaken, they cannot arrive fully to the awakening, and they are stuck thinking they have arrived, and they are stuck in a trap, and they will have their backlash at some point. They will have their regression. Otherwise, they do not arrive and have this feeling that something is missing all the time. So this is the way I know, this way I have been searching for it for myself, and now I'm in the state when I feel that everything in its place, everything is in harmony, and I'm the real creator of my reality. Nothing is missing. I don't have questions anymore. And you can arrive to this state of balance when you feel that you are fully awakened and you have nothing to search for anymore. And that is really wonderful. You can live and enjoy the life. You can learn how to create your material reality. You are not searching anymore. You are not losing your time for the search. You have everything in balance. You have arrived, and you enjoy the life from this moment. You enjoy the creation. It's really enjoyable process. It's really enjoyable life when you start playing with this universe, when you start creating from all the possibilities you have, when you use your awareness function and see all the opportunities, when you use your autopilot function and use it when you need to do some everyday things, and when you connect to the source, to the energy, to download what you really need in the moment, the deeper knowledge, the ways, the answers, they are coming to you. So if you are ready for the full awakening, if you are interested, curious to understand how it really works, you will find this precious information in my other videos on YouTube. You need to watch them all and you will understand how it works, because in each video I explain some part of the awakening process. Otherwise, I also have more material, more free information with illustrations, with messages, with texts on my Telegram channel, and there is a free preparation space if you want to learn it for yourself and get ready for the full awakening. Otherwise, I have a course for those who are ready for the full awakening, to start doing the practices, the deep practices of the present moment, and to arrive to the full awakening. It's not magical, it's not reserved for special ones. You don't need to meditate for years. And if you are meditating for years but have not arrived yet to the full awakening, so then you do not have the right instruments, because the process of arriving to the full awakening takes maybe few months, maybe half a year for some people. It's different. We are all very individual, but we are not talking about years, and we are not talking about decades, because there are people who are stuck in the awakening process for years and for decades. That means that you do not have the right instruments. You have a lot of information, but we do not need a lot of information. We just need the right instrument and the right information. And then anybody could arrive to the full awakening, because it's just our natural physiological function or state of our body and mind. And when we do the practices, they're very precious. They activate all the sources, they activate all the three powers, and then we arrive to the full awakening. So let's see how and why people get stuck on the awakening path. They get stuck because they discover, for example, only the energy and the absolute, and they start to connect to the energy. And here we don't have the body. We don't have those programs and blocked emotions that exist in our body. So we disconnect here from the body. And yes, the life starts to get better. And people start to manifest and to receive and to materialize their dreams. But the problem here is that you have not worked with your body, that you have not released the traumas, that you have not worked with the block emotions, that you have not worked with the programs. So the body is full of programs, is full of blocked emotions, and they will let you know about themselves at some point. So even you are few years in this connection with the energy, then you will have your backlash, you will have your regression. This is just spiritual bypassing. So you skip your traumas, you skip your blocked emotions, you do not clean your body, you do not release the traumas, you just go to the energy and start to materialize your dreams and start to live connected with the energy. What's bad? Nothing is bad, but if you have discovered only one power of your three powers, you have passed the body, you have not worked with it, then you will for sure go back at some point to work with your body, and you will get stuck in your programs, in your blocked emotions. You will have to work with them and will have to stay in the lower self even longer. All the time you stayed in the energy and received your reality, your materializations, then you will have to stay the same time in the lower self and to work with your body to give it attention. So it's kind of, you will have to pay for skipping the work with the body. And you will go back to it, and you will go back to all the problems in your life, to all the conflicts, so to all the depressions, and to being stuck in your not very nice reality. Also, another danger when people connect too much to the energy, to the absolute, and discover only one of their three selves and disconnect from the lower self, then they disconnect from the earth, they disconnect from the body, and this could lead to the disappearance of the body. The body could disappear because you don't give it to it attention anymore. You're concentrated in the energy and in the absolute, and that could happen, and that is something which happened to some monks, to some people who are much in the awakening, who connect too much to this power of the source of the energy, which is our power, one of the three powers, and it is out of the body. So do not connect too much to the energy. You need to be connected to your body. Also, some people discover how to connect to the higher self and how to get access to the right half of the brain. And in the right half of the brain, we have all the programs. And it's where we could change our programs. So in the left half of the brain, we just leave the program. It's operational half of the brain. But the right half of the brain, it's the half of the brain which keeps all the possible programs on Earth, the programs which have ever existed from all the people. So for all the programs you have here, there is always an opposite program in the higher self, and all the programs you could imagine and you could even cannot imagine. They exist here in the higher self, but it's like a storage of the programs. So if you do not have access to this storage, then you cannot change from the lower self the programs you are living. So even you do not like the programs which are your rules, which you are living, you will be living them in autopilot. I explain this about this thing about the programs and how they work in different parts of our brain in another video. You can go and watch it. Also in my Telegram channel, you can find more information. So I will leave you the links to all the videos under this video, so you can go and watch the other videos too. You can join my Telegram channel and read and listen to more information. I explain it all in detail, but here I will explain you that some people get access to the right half of the brain through different techniques like hypnotherapy, like NLP technique, like working with the ancestral scripts and the programs. So from different techniques, you can access this half of the brain and you can rewrite your program which you don't like here. So there is a rule which is here in autopilot and you are just living it. You are living the same situation, you are having the same reaction, you are attracting the same situation, the same people, and you cannot escape. But here you get access here and you can escape. You can change your program right here in the higher self. But the problem is that first you need kind of a lot of time to change just one program. And then if you change it only having access to the right half of the brain, without the activation of all the system, it will not be changed so deeply. So it will be changed and your life will be better and you will not replay this program anymore. You will solve this problem in your life, but then at some point this program can appear again in your life because it is not deeply healed. So the deep healing and the very fast healing also could happen only in the right half of the brain, but once all the system is activated, once you activate it in the body, and once you activate the right half of the brain and the energy will flow, will move through your body, through your mind, then you will have access to your body, and all the programs are written in the body, are located in the body. So you can heal the blocks fully, you can remove them from your body, you can clean your body, release the traumas, and the healing happens here in maybe 5 minutes, maybe 1 minute sometime. Once you activate all your three powers, once you activate all your three selves. It's so easy to heal yourself. You don't need to go to a specialist. You don't need to pay money. And this is something that costs because it's energy work, it's deep work, it's much energy of yours, much energy of the specialist. It's time. You need to go there, you need to heal. And once you activate your three selves, you can do it for free yourself, just sometimes in few seconds, sometimes in a few minutes. You just see the program, you realize where is it in the body, you can release it just in few minutes. And since you have hundreds of programs, so thousands of programs in your body, then you can realize that it's very important to be able to release them fast. Because if you have only access to the right half of the brain, you will need a lot of time and energy to heal all your body, to rewrite all your programs, and it will be not done anyway deeply. So the right way, the easy way is to heal all your system, to activate all your three powers, and to do it safely through the practices of the present moment. It's totally safe. The practices are safe for you. You don't feel like that the blocks are going out altogether and you get stuck, you get sick like in many other healing processes. These practices are safe. These practices are secure. They lead you step by step. Activate all your three selves and do it safely. And there is a special order of the practices that you can follow and open safely the access to your lower self, to your body, to your higher self, and to your energy. And then the energy will flow freely through your body and the creator will be activated. So this is the best way to arrive safely to the full awakening, to the full activation of your inner power, of your three powers. They will be working together in balance and you will be creating your life how you want to create it. It is safe. You will do it in few months. You will not be stuck. I know this way, and I have a special program paid for those who are ready to go through this activation process and for those who need a guide. I know this way. I have passed through it myself. I have more information for you for free on my Telegram channel. Watch my videos here. Join my Telegram channel. Prepare yourself in the free preparation space. I share all the knowledge with you, and slowly you will start to move towards your true self, towards the activation of your inner power. I also have the practices of the present moment you can start with. I have the instruction for free on my Telegram channel. So join, let's start this way together to your true self. I know how to guide you there step by step safely. I'm waiting for you.